I brought some new tea. The tea story unfolds. Also, as you can tell, not a lot of time passed, but I got a new haircut because the other one was like, hair was exploding. Hi. I'm Christian. This is Lazy Devs. This is our Pico-8 tutorial where we do a Breakout clone. And we are preparing ourselves for the playtesting session. For the big playtesting session. I've been doing thinking. Also, there was a bug. By the way, new version of Pico-8. As you can see, if you hover over the tabs, it shows you the first line of that tab if there's a comment in there. So now we can see what the tabs do. Great. By the way, if I look flustered, that's not because I'm so flustered to see you. Well, that's too maybe, but I was also jogging. That's also the reason why. That's why I have like this rosy cheeks. I have to shave myself. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. I'm getting so flustered. So anyway, there's a text here which says talk about error. There was an error and I fixed it. And the problem was in the update function. So now we can go update functions here. In an update ball function, or not exactly an update ball, an update game function, there was a bit of a problem. Sometimes the game crashed. What was the problem? I already fixed it because I did some playtesting. Here, that's where it says error. This wasn't there before in the last episode. I'm going to remove it real quick. So the problem is we're looping through all of the balls to move them around, and then afterwards we did the pad ram check here, right? Check if the pedal rammed the ball. But the problem with that guy is, and that's why I'm going to remove this now, is if we do the pad ram check directly after the update ball, well, sometimes the update ball will cause the ball to be removed from the loop. So the pad ram check would do a pad ram check against a ball that no longer exists, and then the whole thing would crash. So just to prevent this issue, we're going to have to loop through all of the balls twice. Usually we don't have too many balls on the screen, so this is not a big problem. Just letting you know. So this part has to go, and this guy has to go in here. So this second loop is basically like, this is new. This part is new. This thing that I just marked here, this is new. You have to put it in here, and in this first loop, you're not supposed to have the pad ram check. Okay. So we talked about the error. That's good. Oh gosh, there's this cable in here, and this cable is constantly in my way, and I just don't know what to do with this cable. Maybe like this. Okay. What else? Well, gameplay tweaks. Oh yeah, there's I want to also talk about something. So I teamed up with a musician. So there's this guy on the internet, the channel is called Gruber Music, and I teamed up with Gruber Music, and his name is Chris, and Chris will do the music for this game. He was really so nice to say like, yeah, I want to participate in this tutorial. I want to actually make a tutorial about how to make this music for this game from scratch. So head on over to Gruber Music. Hopefully I will remember to put there is going to be a message to let you know where Gruber Music is at, and so check out his tutorials because he has some really good tutorials about how to make music. I don't know, I realize how little I know about making music in Pico-8. I managed to do some sound effects, but he's like completely different level. And when he publishes his part of his tutorial, then I will like link the tutorial in the playlist of this tutorial, so it will be kind of seamless. Of course, his tutorial will be on his channel. Because it's his video, man. Yeah, so this is great. So when the music arrives, I will let you know. Anyways, with that out of the way, there's two pressing things that I want to do today. And then maybe I'm going to tackle this one. It's not really correctly numbered. Oh god, then this is not correctly numbered. Oh, Jesus Christ. So today, the big thing that I want to do today is the arcade came over. And I saw something I noticed when I was playing the game is like, there's a lot of levels in here, and it's really fun to check out all those levels. But it's kind of frustrating. Maybe I explained it last time around. It's kind of frustrating when you have like only 3 lives or something. and then you lose all of the lives, then you have to restart over again. And like playing through all of the levels is not that exciting. And so that would be a moment where most people would say like, okay, I'm not good enough at this game. I don't have enough willpower to actually get good at this game. So I'm just going to quit at this point. And so, and a good solution for this is to, well, the obvious solution is to just give people like tons of lives, but that will make just the game super easy. And then it still can happen that people still lose all of their lives. And so you will arrive just at the same problem. It's just the game is like infuriatingly easy and also infuriatingly over very quickly. So to kind of like do something, we kind of have to like thread the needle there to do something in between. So we want to have a game that's kind of challenging, but we also want to be able to show the people all of the stuff that we have to kind of like, if you're curious about it, you can get to see all of the content. And the solution for this is the arcade game over, where when the game is over, you can either quit the game and then return to the start screen and restart from scratch, or you can continue playing, but your score is reset. That's kind of like if the way it worked in arcades back in the days with these types of games, you would throw in a quarter and you'd say like there's a countdown like 3, 2, 1. And if you throw in the quarter really quick, then you continue playing, but you lost all of your score. So it was a game kind of like, it was like kind of like a pay to win kind of situation. That's why arcades are kind of like, you know, the same thing as these kind of free to play games or like loot crates, where it was like a business model, obviously. So they were kind of encouraging people to throw in coins. And one of the ways to encourage people to throw in coins was like this, you know, you want to see all of it that you got, but you're not good enough to play it all the way through on one quarter. Well, throw in quarter one now and you can continue playing. And then later on, you know, you were kind of like, okay, now I'm going to try to do it all on one quarter. You got more gameplay out of your quarter if you were really good. That was the idea, basically. It wasn't, yeah, it was pretty much play to win, I guess, right? Except you wouldn't get to the high score list because your high score would get deleted. So yeah, this is one thing I want to do, and a little thing I want to do is the keyboard check, where I check for the keyboards, and I think I got it wrong because you look, I actually tried this. So X is X on a keyboard, right? And if I press X, nothing happens. So this is already wrongly mapped. So this should be the different button, and then Z should be the O key. And if I press Z, then it starts the game. So the keys are switched around. Let me start. Today I'm a little bit flustered, as you can tell. So I'm gonna fix this real quick. Let me see. Oh, they start. There it is. So I'm guessing 4. I'm going to write this down somewhere. I'm going to get out a notepad. 4 equals Z equals O. And 5 equals X. That's what I want to write down. X. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to change this into 5, and that should fix the problem here, right? Just making sure that this, okay, now this works fine. And let me see what else we have. So game over, this is something that we're going to deal with in a second. Actually, no, let me update game, level over, wait, level over, game, update, win, the game win, winner, there, winner. So let me look at the winner function, because that was a problem. So you have beaten the game, enter your initials for the high score list. And then what did we say underneath? Press X to confirm. So 5 to confirm and 4 to cancel, right? I think this is also something that has to be. Okay, whatever. So 5 to confirm. Confirm initial C. That should be 5, and this should be 4. Already fixing stuff. Juicy stuff. I like it. Update game. Now here, I don't really care that much. I'm gonna make the release stuck. I'm gonna put this on 5 anyway. just because this is how you start the game. So it seems like it would make sense that the same button also releases a stuck ball. I think eventually both releasing the ball will be both on 5 and 4. And then finally update game over. There we go. So what does it say on game over? Press X to continue. Yeah, so this is where we're going to change things, where we're going to go press X to continue, to retry level. I'm going to go press X to retry level, press O for main menu. I think we're going to have to move things a little to the side. So it's going to be like, what? I don't know. Let's try 20. So this retry is going to be 5. Five, 4. It's other way around. So here, now this has to be changed, because here we go start game, and obviously start game is now the wrong level. So what we have to do now is let's call it restart game. Yeah. Okay. So restart game, how do we do this? Just gonna copy this start game and I'm gonna paste it in. And we're gonna just go through things that we don't no longer need. Mode game is fine. We don't need to change the ball. That's already set out everything. Resetting the pad is fine. We don't need to change this stuff. But the DX and width is fine to restart. So we don't have to change the bricks. The level number we don't have to actually change. Yeah, we do need to rebuild the levels. Lives is gonna get reset to 2. Let's make a new variable called start lives. We'll put it all the way up here. Start lives equals, let's start with 2 lives. Maybe we're going to pump it up later. I'm not sure. I think we should, maybe. So this is start game, restart game. Points 0, chain 1, timers down to 0. And so show sash serve ball. Yeah, this seems fine. Cost us quite a bunch of tokens. So if we need tokens, we can maybe try to merge restart game with start game. Technically, they're very similar. I mean, we could maybe. So let's try this. How about we gonna go? I mean, the only difference that are different is that this guy resets the levels. Yeah, so let's go like this. We're restarting the what? Where's level num? Actually, maybe. You know what? Oh no, level num. Oh yeah, we reset level num to start lives. That's not what we want to do. So level num equals 1. Yeah, and all the rest, if you think about this, we don't need all the rest. Okay, so let's go like this. I'm just sorry. I'm just being a little bit obtuse right now. And then yeah, and then restart game. Yeah, So start game basically just resets the level to 1 and does the restart game, whereas restart, I guess this should be restart level. Something like this, right? Yeah, and then everything is fine here. Like this, right? Let's try this. Oh, some problem. Restart game and nil value somewhere. Restart level. Some problem. Ball R and nil value. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, because we deleted a bunch of stuff from a restart level. Oh Jesus, I made mistakes. Can we undo all of this stuff? Yeah. More undos. Yeah, okay. So this stuff actually has to go, we have to put this in the restart level. Yeah, there we go. Because this also sets some standards for the ball size and stuff like that. And if you don't run this, then we never learned about this. The game never learns about this. Technically, some of the stuff we could also put in it, but I'm not gonna mess around with this right now. Restart like this, and then here, yeah, okay. Some. This is funny. What happened? It seems like why don't it start? Oh, I think I know why. Let's try this. I wonder if the problem is that I have like this thing where next level is triggered immediately with a keystroke. Let's see. Yeah, here. Let's make this go away. Maybe that works. No, something is not right. Maybe I don't load the game. That might be the problem. Don't load the level, I think, somehow. So let's see. We're loading the bricks. But I see. Level num. Yeah, we don't actually put the level in. So how do we do this again? Yeah, this needs to go in this first one. Yeah, that seems better. Okay. Okay. Oh, that has to go before we restart the level. Duh. Yeah, because we have this level variable that holds our current level, and we haven't set this level variable, so it loads like an empty level. See, now it works. And it so since it loads an empty level, it's kind of like it's faded out, but it already shows us kind of like the end screen, and therefore we couldn't see anything. Oh gosh, this is so good. Perfect. Easy. Well, it wasn't easy. It's a bit of a mess here right now. And if I really needed tokens, I'm close to the limit, I have to say. If I really need the tokens, I can go through it one more time. It seems like I'm having some redundant code here. For example, next level has a bunch of stuff that restart level and start game had as well. So I think these three functions could have been like combined perhaps to units that always do the same, for example. And something that I don't like actually is the fact that here, when you restart the game, we reset all the timers, but we don't do this when we go into the next level. So maybe, or also the chain is not, well, the chain at least gets, yeah, but let maybe put the timers here and into the next level so we don't carry over the timers. But again, now we have like a lot of tokens used for this stuff and for doing stuff multiple times. But I really just want to go to get to the testing. All right, so I want to see how it looks when we actually lose the game. So first I want to rack up some points, and then I'm going to lose. Okay, so now, okay, maybe I think I have to move it like 2 pixels to the left. So this will restart the level. Okay, and now I'm down to score 0. So now I want to finish this level. Actually, I'm gonna, oh, I disabled this. So I want to go to the next level and to see if I die there, if I restart that level and not the entire game. Okay, so now I'm in this level. So here I want to die. And now if I press X, yeah, I'm still here. That's good. That's what I wanted. Sweet. So that seems to be working. Just need to update the draw function here, and that needs to go like 2 pixels to the left, so it's like at 18. Not the happiest camper about this. Doesn't seem centered. It seems like instead of putting it 2 pixels to the left, we have to put this 2 pixels to the right. Yeah. Nah, we're gonna make them appear underneath each other. I don't like how when the text is kind of like not aligned with each other, it's kind of seems broken. Yeah, and it seems better, even though the text on the right seems a bit not aligned properly. Yeah. Yeah, and then this is for main menu. Okay. I like how also it flashes us the option that we picked. That seems correct. And also maybe I can finish the entire game. Let's see. Oh, okay. So yeah, maybe in the next level function we should check if this is the last level. So if then win game, I think is the function win game. What is this, win or something? Win game, yeah. Let's try this. I noticed we don't have 20 levels. I think I lost a level somewhere. Oops. I wanted to, somehow it didn't work. There's a delay and that's why, okay. I lost a level somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm at score 0. I have to actually do something. Ah, this small pedal is brutal. It's gotten really brutal. Glad to pick up the extra lives here. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Yes. Okay, this should be enough to get into a high score list. Okay. Okay. It doesn't say press 0 to cancel, but or O to cancel, but I think it should be implied here. Okay. Filling up this high score list. That's good. So let me see if I can find the missing level here. I think there must have been some mistake here. Let me see. Lazy devs and breakout. This is not going to be very interesting to you because you don't see. No, don't update, please. Don't update. So 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, there's two levels number 16. I already see. Yeah, because there's a really nice level that got left out. It's a Space Invader level. So actually, I don't have to fix it here. I can fix it here. No. So yeah, if we go to the Levels tab, see, there's this Invader level that is 16, and that kind of overwrites the other 16. So we can now go in here and fix those problems. Now we have 20 levels. And so now, if we switch to the levels, you will see that there's a really nice Space Invader in level number 3. And it's really cool because things are exploding and it's a really nice level. I can't hear. Ah, man, look how I'm destroying the Space Invader. No! Oh. The hubris. Okay, you don't have to watch me when I play this game. Sweet. So this stuff is fixed. The keyboard check is fixed, and the arcade game over is fixed. So we are almost ready to test. The only thing I wanted to do is the stats, and I decided that perhaps it would be the best to not do this as part of the tutorial because it's kind of like boring and it won't end up in the final game. But I still wanted to talk a little bit about this, just to let you know what I want to do. So you remember perhaps how we had the high score tab, how we scored, saved a high score. I kind of want to do the same thing to save some statistics about how people play through the game when they play through the game. The only problem is that I think we only have 64 entries. Let me check this real quick. Pico-8. Pico-8. Save state. Yeah. Nope, this is not card data. I have to look this up, but I think we only have 64 entries. If we have 64 entries there, yeah, a cartridge can store 64 numbers. And that's not a lot. That's very, very little. So the problem that we are having here right now is that we're already saving a lot of data for the 5 high score entries we have. We have 4 numbers per high score. So it's like 4 times 5. So 20 entries from those 64 are already gone for the high score. And there's one additional entry that saves, you know, if there's a high score also 21 entries already accounted for, which leaves us with 43 entries. And we have 20 levels. So we can save 2 numbers, if I counted correctly. We can save 2 numbers per level. And there's like, okay, so the question is now, and that's kind of a general, like when you're doing playtesting, it's not just like to see, you know, if people like the game and if everything's working correctly. That's kind of assumed. But it's worthwhile to sit down before you release the game to people, before you give out the game to people, to think about what are you trying to find out specifically. Not just if the game is fun or if there's any bugs. That's kind of like, you will get that anyway. But maybe there's some additional info to make the game a little bit better. And for me, there's like 2 main questions that I want to find out. And one is like, are there any difficulty spikes? So we have 20 levels, and the question is like, maybe some levels are like not in the right order. Maybe there is a level in between there that's really difficult. It's actually not really well designed, and it takes ages to beat it. Or it's very difficult to beat it, and maybe that should be, you know, very further down the line. Should be like a very high the end time kind of level, or maybe we have to kind of like tone it down a little bit to make it more easier. So that's kind of like the first question that I'm trying to find out. And the second question I'm trying to find out is the game maybe too long? I think it's very easy to just spam people with content, and if the content is not bringing anything new to the table, then people might be like, okay, I get how the game works. I can imagine that there's going more stages, and I don't see like I'm getting anything new from this game. And we kind of like all of the blocks that will appear in the game appear very quickly, and we do some interesting stuff with the levels, but you know, we are not doing anything too crazy. Like it's just like variations on previous themes, you know. It's not like there's like this, okay, try to get the ball into this thing. We're changing the patterns a little bit. Sometimes there's like situations where it's difficult to get the ball in. There's like at least 2 levels where it's like, oh, try to get the ball into this tunnel, so to speak. But we're not really like, okay, there's just so much you can do with this kind of stuff. So the question is, maybe the game is too long, and if the game is too long, you know, if people give up, I want to see where they give up, so I can like make the game end at that point. So that's kind of like the questions we want to ask. So the question is like, what kind of stats are we tracking if we only have room for 2 numbers per level? Because obviously these are all questions that I think we can track if we just measure some values per level. So the values that we might measure is how many balls we lost on a level or across all games. That has a problem. Like if we track this, then that doesn't really tell us a lot, because we don't know how many times the levels have been played. So maybe we also want to know how many times the levels have been played. Maybe if we do that, then maybe just tracking how many balls lost per try. Another thing we might test is how long did it take to beat the level, like the longest time it takes to beat the level, so we can find out the levels that take like especially long in seconds. That might be a good thing to track. Yeah. Oh yeah, and also maybe something that might be also neat. It doesn't really, it's not really part of our 2 questions, but it might be also interesting to know what is the best score per level. Might be also neat to find out. How many plays? Let's call it plays. So I would have to sit down and think about which of the stats I want to actually measure in our playtesting session. And I guess I'm gonna have to pick two stats. I think these 2 might be good. How many balls lost and how many plays of a level we did. So we can calculate, you know, would then be able to see that maybe some levels have been tried over and over again. For example, the first level, I'm expecting like a lot of plays from that level. And then we can kind of calculate, okay, how many people on average lose a ball in the first level, or how many balls they lose in the first level. But then also we would see, you know, how long they get, how far into the game they get. But that would be also kind of like an interesting question, is like how long they take to beat a level, because that would also let us know if there's maybe some levels that need some additional power-ups, for example. If it takes a very long time to beat a level, that maybe we need some additional power-ups, so it gets easier to beat the level. I'm thinking about this. So maybe because we have only 2 values, maybe we're gonna have the time, and then maybe we can find a way to kind of condense these 2 into 1 value. Maybe just tracking how many times people attempted a level might be enough. So you can kind of see, you would see then a lot of plays in the first levels, and things will trickle down. And you would see if somebody hits a wall, then that level would get like a lot of plays, and the next level afterward would get a lot less plays. So we would see kind of like how many people would died while playing through the game. Maybe something like this. I don't know. Might be a good idea. On the other hand, if somebody died, did they die because this particular level was difficult, or did they die because they lost a lot of lives in the level before that? You know, that's kind of like this question. So I don't know. I will have to figure this out. But generally, what I'm attempting to do is that once I decided for the 2 values that I will track, I will use a very similar approach to the one I used here in the high score tab to save those things per level. And then I would add probably like a high score list, kind of like new additional screen. Maybe if you're on a high score list and you press to the right, you will get like a statistics screen, and that will show those 2 values. And then I will ask my playtesters to kind of make a screenshot when they're done playing the game. So I have some information about, you know, how they felt playing the game, and then how the playthrough went. So yeah, if you wanted for following this tutorial, then I would encourage you to do a similar kind of stuff, to kind of also think about what you want to test with the playtesting, what is exactly the thing that you're trying to figure out, and do your own implementation of that. I don't think we have to go through this again, especially since it's not gameplay related. It's not really actually something that changes the game. It's really just something for me to test. So kind of like some administratory. It kind of like a helping function that helps me kind of like gauge how the game works. So we're going to be back in the next episode. I think the next episode might be actually already the one after playtesting, if I see everything correctly here. Then, you know, these things are maybe things that we're going to do during the playtest. So maybe this is the stuff that we're going to do next. And at this point, we might already have the game underway, being playtested, and we can already talk about, you know, how the stats implementation turned out to be. Also, yeah, something that's also very important: before I do testing with other people, I will test it myself. So I want to play through this game myself, and that would be a good opportunity to track my own stats. And I want to see if there's something I noticed. Something I'm looking for in particular is the collision detection with the pad, because it seems a bit less forgiving than it was before, and I'm a bit nervous about this, and I want to make sure that that I didn't screw up the collision detection again, or maybe I can tweak it a little bit to make it a bit more forgiving, perhaps. Okay, guys, so see you next time around. Bye bye.